Think and grow rich. Why do some people achieve extraordinary success while others, equally intelligent, equally hardworking, never seem to break through? Why do certain individuals transform ideas into wealth, influence, and impact, while millions of others remain trapped in the same financial and mental patterns year after year? Is success simply luck? Is it talent? Or is there something deeper, a hidden structure behind achievement that most people never learn? In modern life, this question is more relevant than ever. We live in an age of endless information: books, podcasts, courses, social media advice, all promising the secrets of success. And yet, financial stress continues to grow. Many people feel stuck in jobs they don't love. Dreams are postponed. Potential remains unrealized. What if the real barrier is not outside circumstances, but something inside the mind? More than 80 years ago, one book attempted to answer this question in a systematic way. A book that has influenced entrepreneurs, leaders, investors, and creators across generations. That book is Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill. At first glance, the title sounds simple, almost too simple. But behind those three words lies one of the most influential philosophies of personal achievement ever written. Hill's central message is bold. Wealth, success, and achievement are not accidents. They follow certain mental principles. Principles that can be studied, understood, and applied. In this video, we will explore the essential ideas behind Think and Grow Rich, not as abstract theories, but as practical mental tools for shaping the direction of your life. We'll look at how beliefs shape reality, how desire becomes achievement, and why the mind may be the most powerful economic force in the world. If you enjoy deep explorations of life-changing books like this one, consider subscribing to the channel. Here, we explore powerful ideas from philosophy, psychology, and personal development, ideas designed to expand awareness and help you grow from the inside out. Now, before we explore the principles of the book itself, we first need to understand the man behind it, because the story of Napoleon Hill is inseparable from the message he left behind.
Napoleon Hill was born in 1883 in rural Virginia in the United States. His early life was far from privileged. He grew up in poverty in a small cabin in the Appalachian Mountains. But from a young age, Hill developed a fascination with one powerful idea. Why do some people succeed while others struggle? This question would eventually shape his entire life. As a young journalist, Hill received an assignment that would change his future forever. He was asked to interview one of the most powerful industrialists of the time, Andrew Carnegie. Carnegie was one of the richest men in the world, a titan of the steel industry, and one of the architects of modern American capitalism. During their conversation, Carnegie posed a challenge to the young journalist. He suggested that there might be a universal philosophy behind success, a set of principles shared by the most accomplished individuals. Carnegie believed that if someone studied successful people long enough, patterns would emerge, and if those patterns could be documented, they could be taught to others. Carnegie encouraged Hill to dedicate his life to this research. Over the next 2 decades, Hill interviewed hundreds of highly successful individuals. Among them were some of the most influential figures of the early 20th century: Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Alexander Graham Bell, John D. Rockefeller, Charles Schwab. Through these interviews and observations, Hill began to identify recurring mental patterns among successful people, not just strategies, not just business techniques, but ways of thinking, ways of believing, ways of approaching obstacles. The result of this research eventually became Think and Grow Rich, published in 1937. The book was written during the aftermath of the Great Depression, a time when millions of people had lost their jobs, savings, and hope. Hill's message offered something radical. Even in the middle of economic hardship, the human mind remained the most powerful asset anyone could possess. The book quickly became one of the most influential personal development works ever written. And over the decades, its ideas have influenced entrepreneurs, athletes, investors, and thinkers across the world. But the true power of the book lies not in financial strategies. It lies in a deeper insight. Success begins as a mental process. And once we understand that process, we can begin to shape it. So let's explore the core ideas behind this philosophy.
Now we will about the main ideas of the book. We start with Idea 1, desire, the starting point of achievement. Every major achievement begins with a single force, desire. But not a vague wish, not a casual hope. Hill describes a very specific type of desire, a burning, persistent intention, the kind of desire that refuses to disappear. Many people say they want success, but in reality, their desire is weak. It fades when obstacles appear. It disappears when difficulties arise. But strong desire behaves differently. It becomes an internal commitment, a decision. Hill believed that when desire becomes intense enough, the mind begins organizing itself around that goal. Ideas appear, solutions emerge, opportunities become visible. Not because the world suddenly changed, but because the mind started looking for them. In other words, desire focuses attention, and attention shapes reality. Idea 2. Faith, the power of belief. The second principle Hill emphasizes is faith. Not necessarily religious faith, but belief in possibility. Human beings tend to act in accordance with their expectations. If someone deeply believes they cannot succeed, their behavior gradually aligns with that belief. They hesitate, they doubt, they stop trying earlier than they should. But when belief changes, behavior changes. Faith creates persistence, confidence, and resilience. Hill believed that belief can be intentionally cultivated through repetition and visualization. In other words, the mind can be trained to expect success. And once that expectation becomes natural, action becomes easier. Idea 3. Autosuggestion, programming the mind. Hill introduced a concept he called autosuggestion. Today, we might call it self-conditioning or mental programming. The idea is simple but powerful. The human subconscious absorbs repeated thoughts. Whatever ideas we feed into the mind consistently eventually begin to shape our beliefs and actions. If someone constantly tells themselves, "I'm not capable, I'm unlucky, I'll never succeed," these messages slowly become internal truths. But the opposite is also possible. When individuals deliberately repeat empowering beliefs, they begin reprogramming their mental patterns. Hill encouraged readers to write down their goals and read them daily, to imagine success vividly, to reinforce confidence through repetition.
Over time, the mind begins accepting these ideas as reality, and behavior begins aligning with them. Idea 4. Specialized knowledge. Another key insight from Hill is that knowledge alone does not create success. The world is full of educated people who struggle financially. The difference lies in applied knowledge, specialized knowledge directed toward a clear objective. Successful individuals tend to develop deep understanding in specific areas. They focus their learning around practical goals. They gather expertise that allows them to create value. But Hill also emphasized something important. No one succeeds alone. The most successful individuals build networks of expertise. They collaborate with others. They combine knowledge. Success often emerges from shared intelligence. Idea 5. Imagination, the workshop of the mind. According to Hill, imagination is where wealth truly begins. Every product, every company, every innovation once existed only as an idea. Imagination transforms desire into plans, into strategies, into solutions. Hill distinguished between two types of imagination. Synthetic imagination combines existing ideas into new forms. Creative imagination generates entirely new insights. Both are essential, and both become stronger with use. Successful individuals constantly ask questions like, "What if? How could this work differently? What new possibilities exist here?" Through imagination, the mind becomes a laboratory of creation. Idea 6. Persistence, the bridge between desire and achievement. Desire may ignite the journey, but persistence carries it forward. Most dreams fail not because they are impossible, but because people stop too soon. Obstacles appear, criticism arises, progress slows, and many individuals abandon their goals. But persistence changes the equation. It allows time for ideas to mature, for skills to develop, for opportunities to appear. Hill observed that many successful individuals faced repeated failures before achieving breakthrough results. Persistence transforms temporary defeat into eventual success. Idea 7. The mastermind principle. One of the most powerful concepts in the book is the mastermind principle. Hill believed that when two or more minds cooperate toward a common goal, their combined intelligence becomes greater than the sum of its parts. Ideas expand, creativity multiplies, new solutions emerge. In modern terms, we might call this collective intelligence. Successful entrepreneurs rarely operate in isolation. They surround themselves with people who challenge, support, and inspire them. The mastermind principle reminds us that achievement often grows through collaboration. The practical application. So how can we apply these ideas in everyday life? The principles in Think and Grow Rich are not meant to remain abstract. They are tools for shaping daily behavior. The first step is clarity. Ask yourself, what do I truly want to create in my life? Not what society expects, not what others suggest, but what genuinely inspires you. Once that goal becomes clear, write it down. Define it specifically. The mind works better with clear targets. Next, cultivate belief. Spend time visualizing your desired outcome. Imagine the details, the environment, the feelings associated with success. This is not about fantasy. It is about training the mind to recognize possibilities. Then begin feeding your mind constructive messages. Remind yourself daily of your capability. Reinforce confidence through repetition. Surround yourself with knowledge and people aligned with your goals. And finally, practice persistence. Understand that progress rarely follows a straight line. Temporary setbacks are part of the process, but every challenge contains information. Every difficulty teaches resilience. Over time, small, consistent actions compound into meaningful results. The conclusion of the book. At its core, Think and Grow Rich is not simply a book about money. It is a book about the power of the human mind. Napoleon Hill believed that thoughts are not passive events, they're forces. Forces that shape beliefs. Beliefs that guide actions. Actions that create outcomes. In this sense, success begins long before external results appear. It begins with the internal architecture of thought. When desire becomes clear, when belief becomes strong, when imagination begins working, and persistence carries us forward, the conditions for success gradually emerge. The message of this book is ultimately empowering. It reminds us that we may not control every circumstance in life, but we do have influence over how we think, and those thoughts can reshape our future. So the real question is not simply how to grow rich. The deeper question is, what ideas are you allowing to shape your mind? Because the thoughts you cultivate today may become the reality you live tomorrow. If you enjoy exploring powerful books and ideas like this, consider subscribing to the channel. Here, we continue exploring the philosophies and insights that help expand awareness and transform the way we live. And remember, the greatest transformations in life often begin quietly, with a single idea taking root in the mind.